Right. We started. Now go back to video. Alright, let's get to the part where had to go through that unbearable torture again. Alright, so you want to skip to the Thor part, right?
Yeah, 'cause that's the only part that really, like, that we really care about.
Alright, so the Thor part should be right about here, I think. Yeah, right there. We'll start there. That's basically where we're going to start anyway.
What an ass argument, by the way.
So, how do you feel about that argument?
Like, I think it's so stupid because it's such like a cope argument. Like Thor holds back all the time. You're gonna say, well, he's inconsistent. It's like, are you really gonna say like universe inconsistencies versus like what's clearly stated? Like he holds back. It's like I don't know. It's just such like a weird argument to use. Like, well, Thor has this one thing. Like he has like one or two inconsistencies. Like I think like him in base tanking like full power like celestial blasts is a little inconsistent. But like other than
Yeah.
that, it's like I don't know if he's all that inconsistent. Like, it's definitely not as inconsistent as people make him out to be. Like, him downing Skyfather level characters is pretty regular for him.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
really don't.
It's just,
Yeah, I really understand what the point of saying, because of different writers write this character.
and also,
It's
something he
pretty
said
bullshit.
earlier, right? Like, something he said earlier is that, like, oh, neither have exotic hacks, but, like, Thor has a fuck ton of hacks, dude. Like, I don't think you know what you're talking about if you say that Thor doesn't have like a lot of exotic hacks. Like, seriously, you're gonna pull that? Like,
Like,
Thor has
if we're going to be doing
exotic
a
hacks
versus
and
battle
stuff.
between two different characters, I would be bringing all the stops to the table that this character has to offer. So this guy has like
Right.
conceptual hacks. I'm going to use this character using conceptual hacks, which Thor has since he's faced conceptual beings and damaged them.
Right.
Or like
Like,
that one BFR thing he did. I think he did it twice. Well, it was that one where he teleported the Masters of Evil to like a realm where their powers were against them once they returned. Man, if that's not
well, there's
exotic
another
hack, I don't
scan.
know what that is.
There's another scan. There's another scan of him BFRing people to like a realm beyond the concepts of space and time, like an outer versal realm, which like, Goku's just not going to be able to come back from.
Nah,
Like you can't instant transition out of an outer versal realm, big dog. But yeah, well, it is what it is.
it's
Yeah.
high end based store. Oh, yeah. Let's put a cap on that. Um, for
Yeah.
starters, in the death battle, and I even talked to one of the researchers that is part of the who actually helped on this death battle, Cyber. Man, everyone knows Cyber on Discord. Yeah, like
Right.
yeah, we helped them get some stuff for Thor, and the Thor that he told us they were using wasn't Rune King Thor. It was current King Thor. Current King Thor.
Who's like way stronger, by the way.
Yeah,
Thor's way stronger
way
than like
stronger than
fucking for
yeah.
even a one shot or
He
unironically.
really would one shot Rune King Thor. I don't even know what would be the point. Rune King Thor is like old news, dude. Like
Right.
anyone,
It's like
anyone who
cold.
like skills of light, anyone who's like scares of current eternity would just one shot that nigga.
True. But yeah, it's just yeah, this dude. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He like it's like what the fuck do you mean strongest Thor? That's not true at
That's
all.
not the strongest Thor. God.
Yeah. So
But
keep playing though.
let's keep going. Oh. Bro, he even posted old King Thor on this right here.
Dog.
Let's stop.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
firstly,
yeah, go
if
ahead.
you're only using if you're only using like baseline fucking like multiversal shit for like Odin, if you're scaling through like baseline multiversal Odin, when Odin's done things like dude, literally like Odin has like casual shit. Like there's like guidebook statements of him being like above a Matsu Mikaboshi, who's like, scaring like the abstract concept of death. There's like also Mikaboshi like implies that like Skyfathers at their full power could neg him, so it's like and there's like other versions of Odin. Like there's statements for Odin that he's like the strongest god to ever walk the Ten Realms, which includes people like, fucking like Nyx who scales to multi eternity. So it's just like, but you're really gonna say, multi eternity is just like a low multi or whatever? It's like,
Yeah, when he said
dog,
like the
how
Marvel multiverse, I thinking multi eternity. That's like he
right,
is the Marvel multiverse. So if you're saying multi eternity is
right.
like true eternity is only multiversal plus, then I don't know what to tell you, dude. That's just insane.
It's just cap. That's it. Like literally, he contains like these outer versal realms, like the superflow, that are like like where all ideas come from. Like there's realms inside the superflow that are like describe beyond the all concepts of space and time and shit. It's like, but you're gonna say, like I guess it's multi plus. That's great.
That's great. That's great, dude. Oh, and about that
Yeah.
that whole thing about him extinguishing Surtur's fire that was engulfing Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is stated to, well, for one, in that story, it also Yggdrasil also contained Otherworld. Otherworld is like a nexus to other realms within the multiverse. You know where it connects as well?
Literally, Otherworld views eternity and infinity as like pieces on a chessboard.
Yeah, like Rona literally stated it. She like they viewed him like as a game.
Right. And
And
it's just like, man, that's I guess that's multi plus too. Man. It's
yeah,
crazy.
and like Otherworld connects to like the negative zone. It's like has infinite dimensions. It's stated
No,
multiple
Negative
times.
Zone literally has updated. No, Negative Zone, like Doctor Doom himself said, to control the Negative Zone is like to control like dimensionality itself.
Yeah,
So it's just like,
and there's only like one negative zone too.
yeah, it's just like, and I like encompasses the concept of dimensionality. So it's just like that's just a low outer on its own.
Yeah, I that's just weird. Him just saying just multi plus for like the Marvel multiverse. I mean,
Yeah,
sure, Yggdrasil can be scaled to multi plus, but it also has scaling to where it can be to the far shore.
it's like, man, it's so weird. Like legit, it's just like the multi-plus scaling for Yggdrasil is like so dishonest because like it literally encompasses every plane of reality, and we know that there's planes of reality like the superflow that are just blatantly 1A.
You like have multiple statements saying this like, oh, it's on every plane of existence or like every plane of reality. Like its root stretches throughout the cosmos. Like
Yeah,
I don't I don't understand how multiversal plus is like a cap for like the Marvel multiverse. It's just that's just weird to me. Well, let's keep going.
yeah.
Huh? Okay, I need to stop there too. So you,
Like the outside of multiverse is just blatantly 1A.
so yeah, you remember you read Agent of Asgard, right?
Yeah.
So you also know that that whole event took place during the time Surfer had the Shaper's powers. He was recreating the seventh cosmos,
Yeah.
which was in the outside, or was in the land of never could like it was or was in the Never Queen's realm.
Um, it was on the Shaper.
Yeah,
It was world.
yeah, it was on the Shaper, but they were still on the outside.
Sorta, yeah. I mean, Shaper was in the outside. Like he fell to oblivion, so it was implied that he was sort of not in the outside. But then, like after the event, when he got negged, he fell into oblivion. So
And like, even so, like the ones who showed in the shower just verbatimly outside the destruction of the multiverse, so they would inherently be in the outside. And freaking Loki even referenced, oh, Silver Surfer, he's over there shaping stuff. Just in reference to like Surfer 2016, I believe, where that whole event took place. So it's did not it's not a fifth dimensional construct. It's literally like an outer versal construct, like a
right.
1A.
So it's just like those who sit above in shadows, just like blatantly, because whether they exist on the Shaper or not, like even if like whether it's like the Shaper or not, it's just an outer versal realm. Like if you want to say it's oblivion or the outside, it doesn't matter because like it's just an outer versal place. It's literally like outside of eternity. It's like the concept of all space and time.
Mm. Very true, very true, very true. Let's continue. But they literally said they weren't. He didn't defeat them. Oh,
Right. You didn't even defeat them, bro. Like it's just
they
like
literally stated it in that comic.
right. It's like they legit came back and Loki they were fine. Like what the fuck?
Like that's that's weird. I don't. Oh no, they, no, we don't.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I
that's the most competent thing he said.
at the same time, it's very easy to argue. Like if you want to say what Loki said in the fucking thing was referring to those who said like in that in the Defenders comic, you could argue Loki saying, "Oh yeah, that motherfucker in like the space between that I met, that was like that makes the Black Widow look like a sorry the Black Winter look like a fucking like children's plaything." You could argue he's talking about the fucking those who sit above in
Yeah,
shadows,
you
those
honestly could,
trolls.
because it does reference that comic that they appeared in last.
You know, honestly, you could just say those who sit above in shadows would shit on the Beyonders. Just and he couldn't do anything.
And if they scale above the Black Winter, I mean that guy was a threat to the eight cosmos too. Was gonna nuke it.
Dude, no, Black Widow, dude,
Black Winter's
literally
broken,
no one
bro.
in other than Galactus and Thor. Literally no one in creation other than Galactus and Thor was a threat to Black Winter.
Yeah,
That's
yeah
crazy.
they said that Galactus was like the only thing, well, probably the only thing that would like stave off the destruction.
Right. It's like, which means like above Dormammu, above Sidorak, above all these motherfuckers.
Ooh, look, that's fine, bro. We don't care about that. That's fine. Oh wait, he does say something in here that does pique my interest. That's nice, bro. You know, this is no lie. I use half this scaling for my Beerus versus Old King Thor video.
That's crazy. Are you saying he stole from you?
No, I
That's
mean, did
powerful.
this? I know me and Crimbus found this stuff.
Dude, that's insane. Someone's a spy. There's an imposter among us.
Has to be. Oh, FYI, early in the video, which we skipped on some parts, the one when we reviewed it, he said that the universes in Marvel were kind of finite, and he brings
He
up,
said, they were like a trillion light years. He said they were only a trillion light years.
yeah,
There's like
trillion light
20
years.
statements. There's 20 statements at least that like imply the universe is infinite, if not like just figure them out, right?
So I don't know why he brought it
Like
up for Dragon Ball,
if you,
and then brought it up for they'll say for Speed later. Well, he brought it for Speed later for Thor, the universe being infinite, but I don't know why he didn't do it for AP.
what's crazy is you could like with the same amount of length, it's like so easy to argue that like Marvel universes are like 1s, which means they just have like infinite stacking like outer versal transcendences on top of each other. It's just that easy to argue. But like, if you're gonna use this argument, it's like you might as well wank Marvel in the process. It's just like I don't know, man. It just seems like such like a weird thing to do. Like cherry pick this shit for Dragon Ball. Like I'm not even saying it's wrong. It's just like it's obviously like a high end compared to like how most people interpret it, and then like not acknowledge the same type of shit from Marvel. It's like really, man. Like is that the type of shit we're gonna do? I don't know. It's just it's just whack.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people that scale that Dragon Ball, and they had that shit kept up like multiversal.
Right? It's like I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong, but like there's a lot of people who would say you're wrong. I guess.
Yeah. Mm. But let's go on.
Okay, hold on. Pause it real quick. Pause
Cool.
it real quick. I have a huge issue. I have a huge issue with people using author statements like this that aren't like approved officially by like whatever publisher. or like like producer makes the series or comic or show or book or whatever, right? Because like here's an analogy that I like to use all the time. If you have like a Superman writer and he's writing Superman under like DC, right? Because DC's approving it. Then he leaves DC and then writes his own Superman comic. Without that DC logo printed on there, that book's not canon. You need DC or Marvel or whatever. Like in this case, it'd be like I don't know the company that makes Dragon Ball, but whatever company does that, like they would need to approve that in that case. So it's like it's not like the writer that makes things canon or official. It's like the producer. So it's like I really hate when people use author statements like this that aren't like officially produced or like put in like the comic or magazine or something like that when it doesn't matter at all. It's just not official or canon. It's just like nice try, man. But yeah, that's my little.
You do that. No, we don't. Yeah.
I consider the person to be.
Clearly, see, he brings it up here, but not in AP part.
Crazy.
God,
That's a retard. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. My issue with that argument is that like he assumes that like the speed of light is the same in all universes or like in all verses. Like we know that in fucking what
DC.
is it like DC, right? Like the speed of light in DC is like outer versal. You know, it's like you're really like we even have like instances of like light speed like attacks in Marvel or whatever that don't like time travel, or they're still able to like cross galaxies and shit like that. Like light speed in Marvel's fast as fuck. Like going faster than light in Marvel is realistically just irrelevant. Or sorry, immeasurable speed.
And I don't even see the point of him saying the argument, bring up the argument when freaking Surfer has like fought like a clone of himself, going to the exact same speed as him, and you have like freaking Mjolnir outpacing Surfer, who can outrace the destruction of the multiverse.
Right. It's like yeah, literally Surfer's able to like outrun like the destruction of like all the concepts of time and space when like the Never Queen dies and shit. It's like, are you serious, man?
Even
I
like,
don't know.
even like recently in like the God of Hammers arc, freaking Sith teleported the God Tempest to like a realm beyond the very like all ancient beings, or like the concept of like of the
Yeah,
realms and
no, it
dimensions,
was
like
like the
beyond
farthest
comprehension.
point that like the farthest point in creation or
Yeah,
something
the
like that.
farthest
Like
point of
something
creation. Yeah, like
right.
some crazy shit. And Mjolnir just came back in like the next panel.
It was really like that realm was like at least an outer versal distance away. Like you're shitting me if you say that's not like an outer versal realm. Like no being has ever gone to. And you're saying, oh, that's not an outer versal realm, and Mjolnir can like race back from it casually. It's like, all right, bro. I don't know. Like Mjolnir has like consistently like bare minimum immeasurable speed, if not just like irrelevant. Like it's not a stretch at all to say it's irrelevant speed. I don't know why people imply it is.
It's really not a stretch.
Right. It's just
That's so great. I'm glad he brought that up because
Yeah, because Thor has that exact same shit. Like literally, when he went like I think it was like Warriors Madness or whatever, Eternity, who by the way like represents like all of time, Eternity's like, yo shit, Thor might just box me out, dude. Like it's just so consistent for fucking like characters like Thor to just beat you. Like literally, Hela. By the way, Hela has a statement of like existing across all time and space, and Thor boxes her up on the regular. Like it's just insane.
and Thor King Thor, who I will hold to this day is stronger than Rune King Thor, fought a being who merged with all of creation, multi-eternity. He essentially became the same thing Mercy Zamasu did, but on a greater scale. It's
Exactly. Instead of like all time and space, this one became like all concepts of time and space. Like Gore the God Butcher just absorbed like every level of creation. It's like even the outer versal ones. It's like, and you're saying he's not fucking like a fucking immeasurable speed. Like casually, it's like you're an idiot.
that's just so weird to say. I mean, that would be a measurable, that would be irrelevant speed at that point, right? Because he's fighting against the guy
Oh
who
yeah.
could is with all these outerverse realms inside of him. And
Right.
I,
Exactly.
I don't understand why he does he I don't know why he doesn't even know about that. That's like a recent comic.
Right. It's like the ability though. Like if you're gonna like if you're gonna shit on some scale, you should at least know about it. I don't know.
Oh God, use your favorite part. Oh
Oh, box stomping.
God. Okay, so any person who would have read a comic for the first time would realize that Surfer, or they just know about the Silver Surfer, or know that he was holding back against Spider-Man. You don't even have to read that comic to know that. And
Right. Like literally, dude, Surfer comic was like nerfed. Like at the start of the comic, he got like blasted by a meteor. It's like holy shit, I'm weak as fuck right now. So then he goes like down to earth, and he's so weakened by the way. That like after he boxes with Spider-Man, he saves this kid in the street, right? And he's like he can't decide because he doesn't have the power to like hold up a force field against like shrapnel like from tanks and shit like that. Like his force field's getting like shredded, tank shrapnel and like gunshot shots. And he's like, holy shit, I can't hold this up for long. So like this surfer was like literally like some bullet of tank level in this comic, so the analogy doesn't even work. Like he was just that weak. He was just that weak.
and the thing about freaking Surfer versus Hulk, I mean, it was pretty consistent for like classic Surfer to be able to classic Savage Hulk.
Right. Like classic Savage Hulk would just get powered Hulk most of the time they fought.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless like Hulk tapped into his rage and overpowered Surfer.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's actually the thing. That's actually the thing though. Like literally, like Hulk's power just depends on like how mad he is. So it's like using Hulk as like well, this character beat Hulk, and Hulk can beat this character. Doesn't even work, especially in the classic era where he can just like one shot people who like are normally 10 times stronger than him by just getting slightly more mad. So it's just like, if you're gonna use that, it doesn't really work for scaling because Hulk's like by nature just inconsistent, just like lore wise, I guess. So it's like using shit like that doesn't make sense.
It really does. It'll be like scaling Captain America to Robbie Reyes because they were like sparring in like that one issue when Robbie became a member of the Avengers. You're gonna say that Cap scales to a peak Robbie? Nah,
Right,
Robbie
right.
was clearly holding
You're
back
just
in like that
ignoring.
sparring match.
Right, you're just ignoring context. Like I get the point that he's going for. Like, well, you can't use these like insane scaling shapes, but like the analogy that he uses doesn't even make sense. It's like, you can just counter that with context. Like people. Okay, something people like to do is they like to bring up outliers like all the time. It's like, well, I don't think that's consistent. It's like, why not? What would be like contradicting it? It's like, well, Spider-Man scales to it. Well, no, he doesn't. Surfer was like mega weakened and holding back, so it's like, you know. It doesn't apply. That's it. But
Uh, but it's whatever
yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Damn, I mean, in that scan it says dimensions too, but whatever.
Yeah. There's, stupid. They gotta have to.
Higher ends. Huh. Oh,
It's crazy.
I
Even
mean,
his stores, even his base higher end with one. No lie.
higher ends, bro. The peak
Oh no,
versions.
man.
I don't think I could count myself confident saying that Rune King Thor is a peak version of Thor when current Thor just has
It,
better stuff.
how? He's literally just stated to be stronger. Like, just the strongest version of Thor. That's just like verbatim stated.
Even like
It's like, pop off, I guess.
even in old King Thor's run, which I mean, I consider I do think that current Thor is stronger than old King Thor, but
Right.
either way, old King Thor has like a verbatim statement along with Loki when he has a Necro sword. Like they never wielded as much power between the two of them before, which will also
Right.
include Rune King Thor.
It just like, yeah. So it's just, it's above Room King Thor. It's above fucking like base Thor, who by the way slapped the dog shit, slapped the brakes off of Vegeta. Like if you have Vegeta at 6D, Thor's gonna bully the fuck out of him. I'm sorry, man.
Heck,
That's just
like
like, I don't.
he mentions that Rune King Thor is like above Odin, but Prime Odin would slap Rune King Thor.
True. True. Prime Odin would beat the brakes off Room King Thor.
Oh
I don't know,
man,
man.
oh
I
no,
don't know.
oh no, dude. Oh. Why does it feel like a versus battle thread? Huh. Oh God.
So stupid. Yeah,
Oh,
that was the video. You know, it is what it is.
that was
It's
the
just,
video.
you know, just a bad take, you know? I
It
don't know.
was.
I mean, like, I genuinely hope he sees this, you know, this stream. Like, Mythos, you're gonna keep the stream up, like, after we're done, right?
I sure am.
Yeah, so I hope he sees it. Hope he fucking, you know, joins that Discord. Hope he fucking, you know, gets that ass beat. Low key.
For the record, I have nothing against Ryu. Dripnos does, but I have nothing against him. I wouldn't mind a nice, calm discussion with him where we can resolve this sort of problem out. Though Dripnos wants to debate him.
Yeah, I wanna the dog shit out of
uh, but yeah, I have nothing against the guy. I mean, from what I can see, he does make good content. I just don't agree with his Marvel stuff. Like, dude, you should have seen his Century versus Kid Buu video.
Well, does he think Kid Buu beats Sentry?
Yep, he had, if I remember correctly, he had like Century at solar system level and Kid Buu at multi galaxy.
That's awful. That's actually horrible. Sentry at solar system? Is he saying solar system because a million exploding suns? Really?
That scale with Thor Surfer, I'm believing, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
But like, Century has
that's
like so many statements above like Skyfighter niggas. And
dude.
like, me and Glow literally found 7 statements for him being above House of M Wanda. 7 statements. If that's not consistent, I don't know what is.
It's like no. He's gonna say House of M Wanda didn't affect the multiverse. Don't worry, don't worry.
Oh God, we'll rock that boat.
Dude, that's crazy. Crazy? No, you know what's crazy? How Sentry solos Dragon Ball. He one-shots everyone in Dragon Ball. What else is crazy is how Iron Man, literal, just like regular Iron Man, would solo all of Dragon Ball. Don't at me. Actually, no, do at me. Please find me in a Discord. I'll talk to you about it.
You know, speaking of Iron Man, Chuck made a video on Iron Man.
Oh yeah, it was awful. Yeah.
I can't wait for
I
that
haven't
Lord
seen.
Kratos video.
I haven't seen Chuck's video. I just know his video is bad. That's how it is.
Oh man, but yeah, that's it for the stream. I mean, like I said, nothing against Rio, but I would love to talk to him. I wouldn't mind. We would love to
Yeah.
talk to him. We would love to talk to him. So
Right.
I hope,
Especially.
yeah, I hope he sees the video. I really do. I really hope he does.
True.
All
But
right,
yeah.
that's been
Yeah, that
that.
was
Yeah. Thanks Drip Nose for
all right.
coming out the stream. And
No problem, man.
yeah,
Oh,
and it's been Night of Justice, and I'm signing out.